Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project Magnetic Reversal News in Shinrin-yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, March 28th, 10 p.m. Mountain Time, 2022. The models are in, and they're showing, well, heavy snow systems moving through April. But the big story tonight, 4 M flares in 24 hours. Keep calm. It's boom time. I lied. There's another big story. At least 3 dead, 20 injured after snow squalls in Pennsylvania lead to 50 vehicle crash on Interstate 81. This is the sign of the times and grand solar minimum preparedness. Take a look.
Good God. Oh, it's right. Oh my God, that's what
Now, I don't know if you know anything about rural Pennsylvania, but this is a rare event, and the pileups like this are, well, unwelcomed. 3 dead, 20 injured after snow squalls in Pennsylvania lead to a 50 vehicle crash on Interstate I-80. Many people, well, prayers go out to those lost. Large storm system will bring a 1-2-3 punch across Michigan. It's already begun. March is going out like a lion in Michigan. A large potent storm system will bring a 1-2-3 punch of changeable weather across Michigan. The reason for the big swings in weather, well, has nothing to do with you, so we won't read any further. Now, Southern California expecting snow in a wild week of U.S. weather. Rain may bring flooding and mudslides to greater L.A. Risks for severe thunderstorms and wildfire rise in Texas, the nexus of the schmexus. Need we say more? A Pacific storm drenching Southern California will kick off a week of wild weather across the U.S. as the harsh and unusually cold air moves east. LA will get gusty rain showers as much as 12 inches of snow could fall across the peaks of the regional mountains. And we're going to get to the models in just a moment to blow your mind, the April mind. How much snow fell Sunday into Monday? Well, your fun day. We told you last night it would be about a foot, and yes, indeed it was. In the regions of the lake effect in Washington state. Here are some snowfall reports Sunday night into Monday morning. Lake effect from National Weather Service of Binghamton. Westvale, 11.5. Perryville, 11.5. Saze, Novia, 10 inches. Downtown Syracuse saw 7. And we're just getting started. Here is the snowfall analysis, where just outside of Rochester, they saw 12 to 18 inches in some region. Cinches. And we had heavy snow in West Virginia, 18 inches up in the mountains. Take a look at that. Bullseye. A foot in Vermont, just like we said. I hope you're sticking with the winners. Where are we at? Up to 18 inches. First wave of snow set to strike Colorado. Second wave on the way. Take a look at that picture. Picture says 1,000 words, or what does it say? I don't know, but that's certainly a trippy picture. According to the National Weather Service, up to 18 inches of snow may land in parts of Colorado tonight through Wednesday evening. The current projected snowfall map shows the deepest totals falling in the San Juan Mountain region, which is where my ass is parked right now, in the mountains surrounding Aspen, with big totals also expected near Winter Park and Steamboat Springs. The Front Range metro area is unlikely to see more than an inch. Well, sucks to be them. Now, see the map of the most likely scenarios below. And here we have some scenarios. Here we are here in the Pocosa Springs region, where we could be picking up 18 inches. Silverton, 6 to 8, up to a foot. And, well, holy macaroni, spring is in. In the less likely high-end snowfall scenario, much of the larger portion of the San Juans gets 18 inches. Holy macaroni. What a snow boom. And we need this moisture. This is much needed because we have to raft in about a month. Now let's check out the snowfall totals to see how good that rafting will be. Well, holy macaroni. Storm is moving in on the west. Heavy snow in the Sierras. Wednesday, Tuesday night into Wednesday. Maybe getting up to 4 or 5 more additional inches. But the heavy snow is really going to be centered around the Four Corners region. Take a look. What just happened? We don't want to take a look at that. Take a look at the Four Corners region here. 16 inches in the northern mountains and the southern San Juans. Here are the San Juan Mountains. Holy macaroni, we're going to get dumped. And that's just through Wednesday. Now, by Wednesday morning, the snow's going to move through the northeast, and most of Pennsylvania is going to be picking up some flurries. All of New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. It's insane. And we have some other systems moving through, but we have low telemetry on that. And what we should glean is there's heavy mountain snow in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, all of Colorado, Utah. Take a look. This is much needed moisture and a blessing to the region. Seismic update. No quakes of note worldwide. Take a look. We're showing you the map, and there's nothing up there. Now we're going to get the space weather in just a second. Severe thunderstorms expected Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday across the U.S. A strong spring storm will bring widespread hazards Tuesday through Thursday. Severe thunderstorms and heavy rainfall are expected to impact the southern and central plains. We did that in the podcast last night where we were showing you that heavy storm systems are going to be moving through the southeast. Hail, tornadoes possible, heavy rain and flooding. So heads up there, lower Mississippi Valley and the southeast late Tuesday through Wednesday. That's your bullseye there. And the mid-Atlantic on Thursday. Critical fire weather conditions will exist in the high plains on Tuesday. So don't flick your cigarette butts out the window. Hello. Now let's get to the seismic update. Ooh, worldwide volcano news. More important, we just did seismic. We have a bunch of volcanoes coming up on the volcano discovery site, including Krakatoa, which we've talked about in days of yore. In the last few days, Krakatoa has been puffing and passing, continues to do so. Continuing eruptions, small scale, but Azuma volcano in Honshu, Japan, elevated tremor. The Japan Meteorological Agency Seismic Instruments, JMA, recorded an internal volcanic tremor at the volcano, 6:11 local time. Well, and it's boom time, kids, at Azuma. Compared to the latest detected tremor so far, the duration is short with large amplitude. Earthquakes have picked up in numbers at a shallow level, so we're going to be looking at a boom at Azuma soon. Azuma boom soon. Now, Sao Jorge volcano at the Azores in the center of the Atlantic. Uplift has been detected and confirmed that it is magma intrusion at depth. Now, there is no imminent eruption, but micro tremor and seismicity continues to increase. Take a look at this line just 10 minutes ago. And so we're keeping a close eye on the Azores. Here are the latest quakes in the last 14 days, and we can do a 3D imagery for you. And they have certainly dropped off a cliff. Almost nothing happening in the last 24 hours. So we'll keep a close eye on what that means. Is the magma simmering and about to blow? No one knows. But we'll let you know when it happens. Now, strong tremor at Crater Lake at Mount Raupehu. Yeah, and this is bad news for New Zealand. Mount Raupehu's crater. Tiwaumu. Temperature continues to rise, albeit slowly. 32 degrees. Strong tremor has continued throughout this heating period. This update coming out just today. So, eyes on the prize. 2 weeks ago, Mount Raupehu's crater, Tiwaumu, entered a new heating cycle accompanied by strong levels of volcanic tremor. We reported on that, saying it was just another heating cycle. However, this might be different. Over the past week, the lake has heated to 32 degrees C from 31 last week. The slow heating has been hindered by heavy rainfall at the volcano and an influx of cold water into the lake. Now, the strong tremor reported last week does continue as well. Sustained elevated tremor combined with the slow lake heating continues to indicate that gas flux through the system. It's fluxing through the system. However, we're not totally fluxed yet. The slower than expected increase in lake temperatures suggests a partially blocked exit may exist. This is bad news. This is preventing the hot gas from entering the lake, and this could allow for pressure to build up within the volcano. Now, the interpretation of this activity is consistent with elevated volcanic unrest, and therefore the volcanic alert level remains at level 2. The aviation color code has been raised to yellow, which means that Raupehu could go boom anytime soon. unless we look at the seismicity. We come over to Rapehu, and there's been very little seismic activity over the last 7 days, almost nothing. But the major activities happen at 5 kilometers, indicative of the magma level. So we'll keep a close eye on Rapehu for you. Now, if you're wondering why my voice is a little hoarse during this podcast, it has to do with the heated discussion I just had with David Dubine over at ADAPT2030. So stay tuned for that podcast tomorrow night. Now, moving on, a heat wave and snowfall. Why researchers are puzzled by Antarctica's recent weather? Well, because they're not researchers and they're using dogmatic ideas and a narrative to write their papers and articles. Now, while researchers say it's too early to know for what role, if any, climate change plays, of course, because there's no way to prove any of this garbage, it's too early to know what role, if any, climate change plays. Hundreds of mainstream media outlets already reported that it's your fault. The event does have their attention because it's so extreme. No, it isn't. Stop lying to the fucking public. I'm sick of this. It's not an extreme event. It's called weather, and it's over with. It lasted for 2 days. Now, let's get on with it because these people are charlatans. Real news, real science. 4 M flares in the last 24 hours. Holy and macaroni. Actually, it's about 28 hours. We have an M2, an M4, an M0, and an M1, another M0. In fact, it's 5 M flares. And we never dropped below C for the last 36 hours. Hours of powers. And this means, well, all this plasma, at least this one and this one are coming to Earth. There is no telemetry on this one, and so we could have 3 coronal mass ejections all hitting our magnetosphere. Boom, 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 boom. Could be 4. I won't know until the morning. But what it does mean is that this is certainly a big test. And the last thing we need is another fucking test. I hate tests. I got done with school decades ago. But we do have NOAA's WSA Enlil spiral, and we're just going to update it. Let's just see if there's a new model. Okay, let's play it through. Nope, it's the same. So it's showing impact early on the 31st, all day the 31st. And that is a big wave everywhere. It's a boom, 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 boom on 4 fronts. So definitely going to see some effects from this baby as it heads towards our planet. Now, if you don't know, this is the planet Earth, the little green dot there. And there is that CME coming off earlier. Now, there are at least two CMEs, maybe a third, that are going to be right behind this. They may combine. It's anyone's guess. We won't get the models till the morning. But there are certainly going to be some effects March 31st through April 1st. Maybe perturbations to navigation and other electronic devices on Earth. We could see a grid down scenario in a small level with small substations blowing. We could also see a potential problems with uploading to the internet like YouTube. But we won't know until March 31st through April 1st. This is a great test, and we're going to be here live with you during the event, and we're going to be providing you all of the information you need to know as it happens because, well, that's why we're here. Now, researchers point to the sun as a likely source for the 8th century Charlemagne event. If you don't know what that is, let's just bring this up here for you. The 774-775 carbon-14 spike is an observed increase in 1.2% of the concentration of carbon-14 isotope in tree rings dated at that time, 774 or 775, which is about 20 times as high as the normal background rate, which means that there was a cosmogenic event. Now, it was discovered during a study of Japanese cedar trees, but we now know it is probably responsible for a lot of the petroglyphs that we see. And these are the unexplained plasma petroglyphs that we talk about. Squatterman, Jacob's Ladder, and many of the anthropomorphs were probably witnessed in the night sky on the northern or the southern hemisphere, emanating from the auroral ring. due to a solar particle event, also known as a solar proton event or a solar radiation storm, which we're about to witness March 31st and April 1st. And the reason my voice is so hoarse is because I just got done a 2-hour recording session with David Dubine from ADAPT2030, where we discussed everything that's been happening. Now, we haven't gotten together for a year or so. Maybe it's been sooner, but this is definitely a very telling podcast. I think all of you are going to want to tune in. We talk about multivariate topics, but all the potentially demonetizable ones. We talk about all the important facts about what's going on with globalism, supply chain, food shortages, growing your own food, sustainability, and resilience moving forward. And I think this is really a discussion you will all want to hear. So tune in tomorrow night for the ADAPT 2030 podcast with Diamond and David Dubine. Should be mind-blowing. Now, another thing that will be mind-blowing is our Squatterman 2022 Plasma Petroglyph Tour. There are private tours with Rex Bear and I into the wilderness, rattlesnakes, scorpions, scorching heat, and many other factors will be impediments to the discovery of some of the most fascinating petroglyphs ever witnessed on Earth in human history, all based on plasma discharge coming from the sun. And if you're on the private tour, we're going to show you, well, a ram with an alien on it that's about 5 feet high. It's that amazing. So please join us. Water. Plasma Petroglyph Tour. The event of a lifetime. A lot of you are limited budgets, but I promise, you scrape enough to get here. Pay for the ticket, I will make it worth your while. You'll meet all of us in person. The roundtable discussions we'll have at the event on May 15th will be mind-blowing. Everyone is included. There's no such thing as a VIP at this event, unless you want to join us for dinner. Now see what the ancients saw firsthand when the stars came alive, on scene, at the Squatterman 2022 Petroglyph Tour in Ruidoso, New Mexico. It's a limited event, so only a few of you are coming, and we hope to see you all there. And that's a boom to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance in a dystopian world where you have to tune out of mainstream media and tune in to alternative media. We're here for you. Join us at the Crestone Seed Exchange, which is the San Luis Valley Seed Exchange. My bad. This Saturday, April 2nd, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Joyful Journeys Hot Springs. Check out that video on Oppenheimer Ranch Project for more info. Be safe. We love you. Squatterman 2022. Will you be there? We hope so. Be safe. We love you. And that's a boom to knowledge.